Hare Krishna. Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday. What is up? What's going on? Let's see what kind of message we get from Krishna today and Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sacrificial offerings, pretenders, and forest of delusion. Let's go with this first one, chapter 3:13. Oh, I think we had this before. Yagya Shishtashina Santo Mujante Sarvakil Bishai Bhujate Te Tvagam Papa Ye Pachantyat Makaranat. The pious eat only the remnants of sacrificial offerings and are freed from all sinful reactions. The wicked people who cook only for themselves eat nothing but sin. No, we do not have this one yet. Very good, very important. 3:13. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This one is, the translation is different. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. This is the key. Purport. The devotees of the Supreme Lord, or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness, are called santas, and they are always in love with the Lord, as it is described in the Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. The santas, being always in a compact of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the all-attractive person, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. Therefore, such devotees always perform yagyas in different modes of devotional service, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. And these performances of yagyas keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association with the material world. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves, but are also the eaters of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtan Yagya in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world. Sankirtan Yagya, chanting Hare Krishna, can purify everything. But this one point of all the food that comes in your house, if you first offer that before tasting anything, then it's kind of like all of your sacrifices are being offered, because we have to eat to sustain ourselves. So who goes to work? They're buying groceries. We have to offer everything, and then we can receive it as prasadam, as mercy. Then it's purified. Then there's no karma. Otherwise, we're killing vegetables. We're killing so many things. There's karma involved. It's really such an amazing process to just offer everything. That one concept can purify your life. Offering everything first. Okay. Of course, it's gotta be things Krishna likes. A leaf, a flower, a fruit, water. Our medicine from Nature's Spirit Oracle today. card meaning wisdom, illumination, intuition, clairvoyance, and deep insight abound. Go within. Profound majesty and grace is available to you simply by pulling your awareness inward. Ancient knowledge is emerging within you. You know the truth. Trust your perception. You are a truth seeker and a truth sharer. Nurture the feminine spirit within you. In some indigenous cultures, the men say that they're afraid of the owl because it represents the power of woman, and they're in awe of and even afraid of the power of women. Other native cultures call the owl the night eagle, for it has the majesty of the eagle, but works silently in the darkness of night. In Western cultures, the owl sits on the shoulder of Athena and also of Merlin, revealing sacred truths. When this card chooses you, you are at the advent of a time of illumination and transformation. In a meditative state, imagine that you have shapeshifted into an owl and you are soaring silently through the night. Your ability to see, even in the darkness, is remarkable. This corresponds with your ability to perceive truth, even in murky situations in life. The owl. Okay, what's up with the tarot? What does somebody need to see? Somebody needs some clarification. What I found interesting in the beginning when I started watching tarot was how somebody could describe my situation in a totally different way than I would, or than I was seeing it, but it was accurate, and I needed to see that other perspective. It was helpful for me to see things from an outsider's perspective or from an energetic standpoint. So anyways, hopefully these are helpful to you in some way. As I mentioned before, I would love to grow this channel. So you can help by commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in, and thanks to everyone who gives me feedback after watching. That's helpful. Okay, we have first out here the Queen of Swords, the Devil, the Ten of Cups, and the Sun. Kind of some big cards. This Queen of Swords, she's feeling contemplative. It's a pretty quiet energy. I mean, normally Queen of Swords, she can articulate herself well. She may be being very careful about her words. Ten of Pentacles and Justice. It's a very clean energy. Not to be messed with. The abundance that here is just the fullness, the righteousness, the alignment. She's kind of, I don't know, it's just the feeling is a little like, don't mess with me. I have a lot going on over here and I worked hard to get it. Don't mess with me. And then you got the Devil over here, like, do you want to come out and play? Why so serious? Don't you want to come play? This could be people around you, or it could be your own internal desires. It could also be your feeling of things are never really enough. You're sitting here on all this abundance and prosperity and righteousness, and it's like, no, we must not rest. We must continue this. We have to keep this up. We have to keep moving forward. There's actually really so many new beginnings and so much passion and abundance that it's like we have to keep moving. We have to keep going forward. That in itself is kind of a toxic energy where there's never enough. It's never time to rest. It's never time to sit back and appreciate what you've got. It's working a little too hard, okay? Maybe you need a rest. Ten of Cups is here following that, which, you know, coming out after this Ten of Pentacles and justice and all this, you know, forward movement and legitimacy feels pretty bang on. Feels pretty like, wow, you worked for this. You can enjoy it. And then it's kind of like always chasing that feeling of once I get this, then I can rest. Once I have this happen, once I have this in order, once these things come, then I can rest. But do you see how you never get to the resting point with that? And then the Sun is here. Hang on, there's something else with this. Yeah, that's the feeling, is that if it's always something out in the future, you're never experiencing it in the moment. The Sun is here. This is the happiness. This is experiencing the thing in the moment. This could be as simple as moving past some kind of conflict or past some kind of sticky situation with another, with your lover or partner. It's like, oh, just enjoy the little things. A simple thing is like getting over something or moving past a tense time. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more for advice. Advice, please. Ooh, ooh, The Hermit, the Empress, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. Again, some pretty big cards. This advice comes out all the time, every day. Go within, get your guidance and your wisdom from within. Do your meditation, do your prayers, put your armor on. There's a war going on. There's a spiritual war going on, in case you haven't noticed. So you gotta put your armor on every day and stay connected, stay aligned with spirit. That's where you can get your directions, your instructions for the day. The Empress and the Four of Cups. Didn't we almost have it all? Why am I hearing that song? Didn't we almost have it all? Sometimes when you have it all, you're still not happy. And this, I feel, is one of the ways that Krishna fulfills or eliminates our material desires, is by giving us everything. And then we see, actually, oh no, that didn't make me happy. So be careful what you wish for, and don't think that your happiness is somewhere outside of you, that you have to go get it. It's not. That will never make you happy. That's a lie. Ace of Wands. This is clear. Clear knowing. I want to say clairvoyance again. Seeing, understanding. It's downloads. It's visions. It's insights, epiphanies. Once you know the truth, you have to live by the truth. Otherwise, the consequences are much more severe. Right? Once you understand what's expected of you, if you don't do that, it's not going to go well. Two of Pentacles is about balance, alchemy, harmony, bringing things into balance. This is conflict. As above, so below. As within, so without. So if you're having a hard time creating peace and balance in your external world, it's because of what's going on internally. And so what you are really looking for is stability and predictability in the future. You have to get your own internal world stable and predictable, and collaborate with people who are on the same wavelength, who are also into predictability and stability. If that's what you want, those are the energies you want to hang around. And first you create everything from within, and then you will see it manifest externally. Okie dokie. I'll just get one more oracle and do this divine feminine oracle. The divine feminine. How are you guys liking the length of these? Is it too long? I know it's a little long for some. I'm never really shooting for a time. I'm more shooting for what I want to do. I want to do this pile. I want to read that. Our Lady of Guadalupe. The Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. Cool. Our Lady of Guadalupe is the emblazoned emblem of the uniquely powerful protection of a mother's love. Her image is believed to have miraculously appeared within the tilma or cloak of Saint Juan Diego. She appeared to him 4 times, the first of which was on December 9th, 1531. She spoke to Juan in his native Nahuatl language and asked him to build a church in her honor. They were standing on the Tepeyac Hill outside Mexico City, where the Spanish had recently destroyed a temple to the mother goddess Tonatzin, an Aztec goddess of love. Juan Diego tried to convince the archbishop of the authenticity of the apparition, but to no avail. He asked Guadalupe to give him a sign that would help convince the archbishop of her identity. She appeared to Juan a final time and told him to collect the Castilian roses, not native to Mexico, that were in bloom at the top of Tepeyac Hill. He gathered the roses in his cloak, and when they fell before the archbishop, they could both see the emblem of Our Lady of Guadalupe inscribed on the inside of his cloak. Her image on Juan Diego's cloak has become Mexico's most popular religious and cultural symbol. It hangs above the high altar of the Basilica of Guadalupe in Mexico City. The basilica is the most visited Catholic pilgrimage site in the world, and the world's 3rd most visited sacred site. Its preservation and its mysterious creation have been a fascination for scholars and art historians for centuries. It seems to be defying the laws of nature, both by not decaying the way a natural substance should, and by having been created in what seems to be one fell swoop rather than with multiple brushstrokes. This now infamous image is worn as a symbol of protection from banners in the army during the Mexican War of Independence and on the backs of migrant workers to shield them from being whipped, to modern t-shirts and tattoos to protect devout Catholics and gang members with the exceptional love of the divine feminine. What is outside of us is also within us. Even if we have never experienced a mother's love, the true force of that loving protection exists within us, so we can give it to ourselves. That is so beautiful. When St. Juan Diego was concerned that the archbishop would not believe him and was racing to meet Our Lady of Guadalupe, she appeared suddenly and said the most beloved phrase in the apparition story, a phrase that is inscribed on the entrance to her basilica. No estoy yo aquí, que soy tu madre. Am I not here, I who am your mother? The energy of a mother's love can travel to meet you anywhere, whether within the world or within your own heart. The message is that she is here. You are mothered, but the message is also to ask for what you need. St. Juan Diego asked Our Lady of Guadalupe for a sign that proved her identity and existence. She gave him her image emblazoned inside his cloak, and that has been venerated and considered holy ever since because he asked for her assistance. We are ennobled with free will. The divine needs our request for assistance in order to enter our lives. All we need to do is assume the simplicity, the heart, and the humility of a child and ask for a sign that she is here. We will be met with more love than we could ever imagine. And love is always the greatest and most powerful energy of protection. Yes! There's some really powerful prayers that I learned from the Catholics, surprisingly. And I kind of started my journey with this Divine Mother. And they have some really powerful rituals and prayers that really make me feel connected. I might share some on here sometime. Great prayers for protection. Anyways, nice to be with you all again today. Come back soon. Be well. Be peaceful. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.